guys, welcome back to my channel. It would not be Vlogmas without a video featuring the one and only Taz. Today we are doing the same video I did of me answering the same questions from 4 years ago, but couples edition. Before we get started, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a video. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it because I have no idea what was asked.
So this was published April 7th, 2016, which will be 4 years next April. So in 4 months.
Yeah. Here we go.
Hey guys, welcome
Wait,
back
where are
to
you?
my channel.
Where am I?
It is April 6th, around 5 o'clock.
Oh, did you?
And
Oh.
I originally
Let's
wanted
just
to
fast
vlog
forward.
First off, look at the car we're in.
Mwah.
That's Ruby.
Ew! Why am I wearing all this clothes? Okay, let's just.
New Hampshire, it's cold. April.
What's up,
in New
guys?
Hampshire.
Hello!
It is, what's today? Tuesday.
Wait, do you have braces?
I
Tuesday.
think I have my bike
Tuesday
here
at
one.
7:10.
I'm walking.
7:11.
Wow.
Actually. I got off work really late. We are on our way to the gym right now. But I figured we might as well do the Q&A. Actually, she had the idea of doing the Q&A.
So let's start with one of yours. Sarah Shapes Up asks, how did you guys meet? What's your favorite thing about each other? Should we answer before or after?
Let's answer it right after.
He's so interesting.
I don't have time to
Maybe.
think about it.
Okay, well, we met at work at Equinox in New York City.
New York.
We were
I
both
remember the
hired.
day, June 9th,
June 9th,
2014.
2014. We were both hired at the exact same time.
Yep. I had moved down to New York 2 days earlier. And before that, I mean, we're going to go back a little bit. I'd broken up with my ex-girlfriend like a month earlier, and I was like, screw this, I'm gonna enjoy New York and just focus on my job and focus on my personal development. And lo and behold, 2 days later, I meet this one.
Ruined
And,
that one.
Yeah, put a cramp in my plans, but it's alright. Favorite thing about each other? Oh boy, go!
I don't know. There's so many. I think my favorite thing about Taz, when I first met him, I thought he was more of a
I thought it was a player.
not a player, but I thought it was more of a a charmer thing, a thing he did to charm girls. But it was my water bottle just leaned over my crotch.
Close that shit.
It is closed.
It's not closed.
It was close. But it turned out to be that he is very caring, and not just towards people that he's in a relationship with or his family. It's just towards everyone he meets, and I think that's a very positive quality to have, and not many people have that. So that's one of my favorite things.
I love how she's so family oriented. You know, it's tough to find somebody who can be so independent. Where she moved to New York and you were there for 6 years. She was in New York for 6 years, but yet she's still so very involved with the family. She has a group chat with the family that she's, talking to them just about every day, I'd say, right? As much as, family can get on your nerves sometimes, she's still very involved with her family, and that's hard to find. It's hard to find somebody that actually cares and enjoys being around their family.
But Jojo asks,
Well, couple things.
yeah. So the first part,
Quality.
obviously, I know.
Of this video, what? 2, pardon the bite plate in my mouth. That's when I have
The glow up is real.
the glow. That's crazy. Like, we both kind of look homely.
Homeless, you mean?
Homeless.
Yeah.
It's New Hampshire in
Yeah.
April, so it's probably a little chilly, but
Yeah.
it's just funny to see just the natural progression. But
So obviously the first part stays the same.
Mm-hmm.
We have not changed how we met. It's
June 9th, 2014.
2014. We both worked at Equinox, and that was our orientation, and that's a whole different video. But favorite thing about each other. You go first.
That what I said definitely still holds true.
No.
How family
There
oriented.
must be more after 4 years
I'm
that
not gonna,
you love.
no, I'm not gonna say that's it, but I'm saying in addition to that, man, there's a lot, to be honest. But it's
Why am I crying?
just your caring nature. You always want to help. You always she's very emotional. She always wants to help, and she always wants to feel loved, and just her. There's not one thing your favorite thing. It's kind of a weird question because I don't have a favorite thing about her, to be honest. I love so much about her. It's hard to decide. She makes me laugh. She makes me cry, laugh. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard.
Favorite thing about Taylor? Obviously the same thing. I feel like I've seen that more in the last 4 years. I mean, we had only known each other.
And that 2 years, coming up on 2 years. There.
Yeah. So I think it's just, I don't know, I just feel like it's more evident to me now after like finding community and like he just wants to help and help and help and help and help. So that's definitely one of them. But I mean, it's the same thing. I don't have just one thing about Taz that's my favorite, because to marry someone, you're gonna have to have a lot more things than one to be your favorite. You know what I'm saying? Okay, moving on.
Who hit on who first?
Who did hit on who first?
Well, I don't know if it was him trying to hit on me, but the very first day we met, we went to lunch together. Not like as in like a date or anything, but we had to go on break because we were both working together. But he just turns around and he's like, "Here, put your number in." And I was like, "Ugh." But
I say moves. I guess you could say that's a form of hitting on her.
I guess.
But I mean, it wasn't like, at the time, it wasn't like, oh, let me get your number.
Right,
so I
it
can, like,
wasn't-
hit
it
you up.
wasn't
It was
like
just
that at
like,
all.
Like, we
It
worked
was
together,
just-
and like
yeah.
if we needed coverage for something, like it was more along the lines of that. But
Yeah.
looking back, I guess it could have been.
Because him and I guess I should say this now. I had a boyfriend at the time. Yeah. I had a boyfriend at the time, but we were going through a very rough patch. And when I met Taz, it was never an intention of me like, I want to date this
And
guy.
I wasn't intending on being a homewrecker.
Moving on.
Next question.
That's it, I think.
Yeah,
I think
that's accurate.
That's probably,
That's
it's not,
accurate.
doesn't change. I can't think of anything else that would have qualified as who hitting on who first.
Yeah.
So I think that would probably be it.
Agreed.
Alexa Sanchez 4 asks, how long have you guys been together? Yesterday was 1 year and 7 months. So
our anniversary is September 4th. Same day as my cousin's wedding.
I think. Sash,
Oh, 7 months. I was
Yeah,
like, wait. Okay, yeah. I was like, wait, why did I take so long to upload this video?
What happened?
So now, that was a year and 7 months. Now it is 5 years.
December 16th. So
You did the math.
5 years, 2 months. September, October, no, 3 months. 3 months and 12 days.
So 5 years, 3 months, 12 days.
Francis asks, how do you balance / fit around being on prep and macro tracking with going out on dates, etc.? And thank you both
What are macros?
for being so down to earth and honest. It's a real inspiration.
We
Oh, well,
appreciate
thank
that.
you. That's really
You're
sweet of you. You're
We
welcome.
try. We try our best. How do we balance that? It's honestly, we don't go out very often.
We don't.
If we're gonna say that right now.
I try very hard to not restrict myself from certain foods, so I just track. And I feel like it's just normal now. It's not so much me trying to balance it anymore. I think once you start to do it as like a routine,
Routines, like-
yeah, exactly, it just starts to become.
Balancing it, it's we try and enjoy what life has to offer, while still also aligning it with our goals. I mean, I guess that's the best way to.
We enjoy what life has to offer.
Life has Chick-fil-A to offer. That's what it has to offer.
I think we're gonna skip this question
Yeah.
because, like,
Yeah, let's just.
we're not prepping.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Next question. Danielle XDPC asks, what are some fun dates you have done that don't include food? LOL. I am always trying to think of different, more unique date ideas that aren't just about going out to eat.
Well,
Again, we don't really do much just because a couple of reasons. We're trying to save some money. We're very focused on what we're trying to do right now. But we have done a couple things that we've gone on hikes, and I've also tried to think of things that we could do that don't require food, because if you think about it, like if you're going to celebrate a birthday
life
or
is revolving
life
around
revolves
food.
around food. Try to think outside the box. I know that there's like things that you can do like trapeze or
Did we even answer the question?
I don't think we did.
I feel like I was reaching. Like,
It's like, oh, let's try it.
trapeze.
Trapeze. What's trapeze? Like, we've never.
I mean, I've wanted to, but there's
Right,
no-
right.
Anyway,
We don't do that.
yeah. But now I feel like we can talk on that.
Yeah. So.
Wait, we must have done something without food.
We've gone and taken a gymnastics class.
Oh yes,
the backflip
gymnastics class. The back that was last year.
We did the what did we do here? We did like the paint and sip thing. It wasn't here, but it was in New Hampshire.
That was in New Hampshire. Paint and sip.
What else have we done?
We
Honestly,
don't really
it's
go
kind of a
out very
blur.
much.
We
Yeah.
don't.
I think that's a New Year's resolution.
Like our dates are kind of like a movie night with each other. It doesn't necessarily mean going out. It just means just putting some time
together.
aside instead of like going out and actively doing something. It's just like, okay, the week was crazy. Like we didn't see each other much. Let's just like sit down, have a meal, and like spend the rest of the night each other, not on our phones, not doing anything. I think that's what is kind of what we've been
And
doing
honestly, like we don't have money.
still like that holds true.
Like
we're
that still is true. And
with the
just
small business owner and like
yeah.
It's
It's hard. I'm just
the
gonna
streets
call
is
it.
rough.
The streets are rough. No, I think that if you don't have a lot of money to spend, it becomes increasingly hard to go out and do things that don't involve food, or even go out to eat food.
So it's up to you to get creative and
Yeah.
do things that you can do that still are meaningful.
Exactly.
Homegirl Fit asks, how many days do you rest to start leg day again? 1 or 2 days? Thanks.
How many days do I rest? Right now, I am doing a 3 days on, 1 day off split. So I'll do chest and tris, back and bis, legs, rest, chest and tris, back and bis, legs, rest. So that routine will call for 2 to 3 days in between. I find that gives me adequate recovery while still getting enough stimulus in the legs. And I guess it goes for any body part, but legs is 2 to 3 days in between, because my legs always get sore no matter how much I train them. They're always.
Moving on.
I can't stand my voice right now. It's so annoying. Speak! That bite plate's killing me.
I know. Do you want to take this? Legs. Rest.
Chest, rest.
We are in a very
Shoulders, rest.
weird season of our lives right now. As much as we want to have fitness and
A structure
routine, it just does not stick because there's so much going on right now, so many changes, and it's hard. So
It's interesting to see the progression from this video and where we're at in that video, and just like we were going to the gym like every day, like
religiously, like you gotta work late. We went super late.
yeah.
Nope.
And so it's like to now it's like, okay, we're gonna try to go. If we don't get it there,
It's okay.
whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
type of
okay.
thing. So
We'll try again.
it's interesting to see where our priorities have shifted to.
Moving on to the questions on mine. I love coffee and life. How can I get my bae to start lifting? Subtle hints.
Drag them to the gym. No, I'm kidding.
By the ear.
By the ear. It has to be their idea. You can't make them do it. You can't make
I
somebody
mean, you
do
can
it.
invite them. Be like, babe, you want to come to the gym with me? Like,
Yeah, it has to be done in a way where they don't take offense to it.
Right.
Like, oh, what are you saying? I have to go to the gym and work out and lose weight and get in shape. And not like, obviously you have to format it in a specific manner, but it's kind of a delicate subject to just consistently invite them. I'd say.
maybe just the one. Sorry.
I was just gonna say like words.
Yeah, I think just consistently invite him.
Just be fun, you know.
And just say you want to spend time with him and just want to hang out with him, and maybe say something like you want to show him, or you want him to be a part of something that you love so much. King Edward.
It's pretty good.
I think we ended up pretty solidly. Good work.
Relationship 101.
Eduardo asks, rituals and routines that you two love doing as a couple, other than eating out. That's the only thing we like to do is eat.
Rituals as a couple.
I like going to church.
Going to church.
We used to go to Hillsong in New York. Those are my favorite things to do with Taz.
That was one of the things that like
Brought us
boom.
together. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Still, like, even like here in Houston, it's been like, that's one thing that we will not miss out on. Like, we'll miss out on the gym, we'll miss out on certain things throughout the week, but church is like something that we do every single week.
Yeah.
And I think that's definitely been a growing part of our relationship over the past few years.
She said, "Waving the white flag."
The white flag. When I found out, he was like, Christian, I was like, okay, I'm done. I surrender.
I think coffee on like Saturday mornings. That's like ritual. Like when we have time during the week, we don't really have too much time, but during the weekends we like to kind of just take it easy and enjoy coffee together.
Kind of just sit on the couch and just kind of hang out,
For
not
at least
feel
a
rushed
little
or
bit of
anything.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we mentioned coffee on the weekends. Now it's literally every morning. We have established a morning routine. Sometimes it's not as long as we would like, but we wake up, make some coffee, sit on the couch, and we both read the Bible, have our little quiet time, pray, and sometimes we'll talk like after for a little bit, but other times he might have to go to work or whatever, but we have that coffee time every morning.
And I thoroughly enjoy it.
Thoroughly.
AD Fitness 66 asks, how do you keep the relationship thriving despite times when you might fight?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
I think it's very important to keep communication open.
Yeah.
It's easy to get mad and shut down and not want to talk to the other person. She does that. I try and coax it out of her, and I almost feel like I'm annoying her by saying, talk to me, let me know what I did wrong, or, you know, whatever it might be.
They should know, right, ladies?
Unfortunately, we're not mind readers. We do our best, but...
But yes, I'm gonna agree with what he says, and you should not shut down and speak it, because you're just gonna make it worse by elongating the process, if that's even the right word.
And when you do start talking, get out what you need to say, and then have that be it. You know, it's like, the more you hold on to things, the more it's going to
Dwell and bubble up.
elongate the
And,
whole recovery process, I
yeah,
guess.
and it's gonna get worse. Like the more you hold it in, the more what's the word I'm looking
It's
for?
just gonna blow up and explode.
Yeah, you're gonna
Implode.
explode.
Obviously, I'm not telling you guys to forget about it, because forgetting about it would be stupid, but move on, you know. Get on with the good part of the relationship.
Yeah.
Because thinking about it's only gonna make it worse.
Danny gets bit
Danny
at.
That was really sweet. Yeah, I agree. But it's interesting because I haven't really changed.
No, she has not been. No.
We're working through it. Premarital counseling, you know what I'm saying? Hey! But no, I think what we said was...
No, it still rings true today, but we still don't fight that often.
No, we don't.
We don't even have like major disagreements. We've never screamed or yelled at each other.
Never cursed at each other,
no.
never called each other's names. I've never called him a jerk.
No.
An a-hole. He's never called me a B. He would not be here if he called me a B.
Nope. She
So-
would not be here if she called me an A.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe.
It's fit, Danny.
What's one thing you love about the other person, and what's one thing that drives you crazy?
We already said the love part. What we like about each other.
Yeah.
We'll go. What drives me crazy? She's anxious. So anxious. About the littlest things, too. And she says she gets it from her family. Sorry.
I
about
absolutely
that.
do. I absolutely do.
But I think, because I'm such a relaxed person,
That's what drives me
I
crazy.
think that sometimes I come off as just like very nonchalant. Like I don't worry about anything.
That's how I used to be.
And I think it just it worries her even more that I don't worry at all.
Drives me
And
crazy.
so it's just in that aspect we're polar opposites.
Yeah.
That's
But
it.
and that makes me even more anxious because I used to be like that. And I'm like, why am I not like that
How do I
anymore?
get like, how teach me how to be like that? No. But yeah, she gets anxious over little things, and I try and I think because when she gets anxious, she expects me to get anxious, but there's no reason in both of us being anxious about nothing. So I think
Moving on.
I was gonna say the same thing.
It's getting better though.
It's definitely gotten better, but still, like I think, still the biggest thing that drives me crazy. It's not much. It drives me crazy in a bad way.
What drives me crazy about Taylor? There's a little bit of a list. I'm just kidding. I think it's like what men do. Like,
Or don't do.
Or don't do. Oh, this is really dumb. So like he'll do dishes. Oh, he'll start to do dishes and he'll leave like 3 things in the dishwasher or in the sink that aren't still dirty. I'm like,
I haven't done that in a long time, actually.
really?
Not a long time.
But you
But
do
hey.
that, or you've done that. Or like, oh, I know, another thing. That, like, we have towel hooks in the back of our closet door. And he always puts the towel on our bathroom door. I'm like over the door. Like, why don't you just put it in the hanger? Like, where there's a hanger for that.
In my defense, all of the bathroom hooks are taken up by her towel, her robes, her stuff. And so I go back there and all 4 of them are taken up. And not just by one thing, but buy multiple things on each hook. So I have nowhere to put it.
You should tell me these things. I can make it over for you.
Sarah Masalkowski, what is the main thing you guys argue about the most? Stupid mistakes.
Stupid.
Like things that you're just like, what the? Seriously. Like, I'm not gonna talk about what they are, but just things that you're just like.
We're not perfect. We're just gonna say that. Next question.
Next question.
Anything you want to talk about that we argue with? Again, we don't think we argue a lot.
We don't. It's not like nitpicky stuff that we would argue over. It's just things that she wishes I would do because it's how a female would do it. So it's like men are very logical, females are very emotional. She wants me to react to some things or approach some things in an emotional fashion when men just think completely differently.
Can I tell them the mitten story?
The mitten story? I don't know. I mean, I got her mittens for Christmas.
For Christmas!
Because logically, we were in
New Hampshire
and it's freezing and she didn't have mittens. So it's like.
But like that was like the only.
Yeah, like looking back, like those are things that I learned from. Okay, don't get her mittens for Christmas.
Don't get me mittens in general. But hey, he's made up for it. You know? It's fine.
Marilyn Vatican asks, what was your first date? Love you guys. We didn't have a date until like, I don't know, 3.5 months in or something. And so we used to work at Equinox and it was right by Times Square. And I think that our first date was at, what was the name of that barbecue place? Dallas Barbecue, and it was like in the middle of Times Square, and it was like super spur of the moment, like it was after work. It's like, let's just go to Dallas Barbecue, and that was it.
Yep.
Not super romantic or anything. It was just like a touristy spot. Like, I mean, it was romantic, but it wasn't like a candlelit dinner or anything or like anything like that. Kelty
Okay, I'm gonna edit that because yeah, that was like our first date. Sure. But if we look back, our first outing together was we went to Hillsong Church. I invited him to church, and we know the sermon that Carl preached on, and
The mask has got to go.
The mask has got to go.
Really goes yesterday.
Yeah, that was our first date, and then this was like our first like dinner date, which was like maybe a couple months after, right?
I think so.
O'Connor asks, favorite feature of the other person?
Feature like physical or?
Yes, let's do that.
I can't like pick one.
I have to say eyes. When he smiles, it's like that. His forearms and his back and his legs. Sorry.
Her eyes. Her lips. Them lips though.
Them lips do.
Them lips though. Her hair. I love her hair.
Not today though.
Still nice.
You don't have to
Everything.
like. Oh.
Honestly, like, I love everything about her.
Project.
That's it.
Mine stays true. Legs, those thighs, forearms, his eyes when he smiles, his hands, and this is really weird, but his feet.
She loves my feet for some
It's
reason.
not like a fetish thing at all. It's not that at all. But they're just like they're so cute.
It's so cute. No, for sure, like eyes, lips, hair, and then like her body. Duh. I like her hands be not like I like them physically, but they fit well in mine. Like that's another thing. Like, yeah, that her hands look nice, but they also fit in mine. I have big hands, and so she has bigger hands for a female. And
I do.
Fit. You know, I can't feel like I'm holding a scrunchie in my hand.
Project Apex Fitness says, if you could steal one trait from another, which would you want? I honestly, since day one, would want to know everything that he knows about anatomy, about training, about everything, because he's so smart. And I think this is the next question. But he is just so smart, and that's actually what captivated me first. We had to take classes, obviously, and he would just like answer everything, and not like cocky or anything, but I was just like, keep talking. You're so sexy when you speak these terms. And I just wanted to, I just kept wanting to hear him speak about everything that he knew because I wanted to learn and I wanted to learn from him. So that's the one thing I
Learning the body came very easy to me, so I think that's but if I were to take one thing from Yami, it would probably be her wisdom, because she's my old lady. Now, she has a lot of experience in, like, she's traveled a lot, you know, and she's been through a lot, and I think that helps a lot with how she handles certain situations and just reacting to things, and I think that life experience is very, very valuable. With, like, you went to Poland and you were in Spain and Greece and Turkey and all over there, and I would love to do that, just because, not because it would be fun, but because it's just an awesome way to expand your mind, and I think that helps with a lot of her maturity, and that's always a plus. So
at that time, your maturity was wonderful, and it still is. But I would say after almost 4 years later, I just think I would love to have more of your, I'm not saying I'm not caring, but more of your caring nature. More of her nurturing abilities, because that's what she wants. You know, that's kind of part of her love language, is more of affection, for sure. And I'm not always the best at doing that, because guys are not wired for cuddly affection.
But he's not the worst.
No, exactly. I'm not.
I have to also pull back, because I know what it's like to not have someone like him. But it's also, and it's a weird thing. It's not like every day I'm love me, and he's not, because he shows affection. He's very touchy-feely. He's very, all of that. It's not that. I don't think that's not what it is. So I don't want you guys to think that Taz is
right.
Cold animal, because he's not. He is the furthest thing away from that.
A lot of the ways I do show that I love her is cooking meals for her. I cook 95% of the meals while she's working, because she's worked so much, and I just think to myself, this is how I can show that I care, but sometimes that's not what she needs. And so I think I would love to be more aware and more in tune with that, which I'm working on.
It's kind of the same, but on a deeper level. I don't care about learning anatomy anymore. I do, but I think what I would like to learn from him, or get whatever the question was, is his ability to immerse himself in whatever he's trying to learn. So Taz is ridiculously good at learning. If he's interested in something, he will research it, and not only research it, but understand it within the first try. Whereas me, I need someone to explain everything, write it out for me, draw it out on a whiteboard, really explain. Whereas Taz is a very sufficient self-learner, and I'm not at all. Believe me. No.
Lisa Ashley asks what your initial thoughts about when you first met.
Angel.
Okay.
Literally. So I was sitting in orientation on day 1 of work. So Monday, June 9th. And I was sitting in there, and I turned to the door, and I see her walk in, and there just so happened to be a light that was right over the door, and I swear she stopped, and she her hair was up, but she flipped her hair, and there was wind blowing in her face, and it was just the most magical moment ever. But that was my first
so full of it. He's so full of it. My first thought of him was him pulling out his sandwich out of his book bag. I'm gonna eat this right here.
After orientation, we had to walk back, probably a 20-minute walk, and so I pulled out my sandwich and started eating.
Walking Alaskan asks.
What was the question?
I don't remember. Oh, your initial thought.
Initial thought? I mean, yeah, my initial thought hasn't changed. Angels. Light, wind.
My initial, I think it was the same thing. Well, I sat behind him in orientation, and we didn't really talk. And then when we walked to Equinox, our actual location, he pulled out his sandwich, and I was like, wow, this guy's about to eat the sandwich. And then I wanted to go get a protein bar at GNC, and I was like, oh, do you want to come with me? And he's like, no, I'll just meet you there. And I was like, What? Fine. I don't need no man.
When do you guys see yourself getting married and having kids?
Married.
I don't know. Whenever.
When it feels right.
Yep.
I think that's just it. We're not no specific timetable,
Nope.
but it's got to be right, and you can't rush these things.
Exactly. Okay, so we have.
Okay. Wow.
Well, actually, we're getting married September 4th, 2020.
Boom.
Symbolically.
Yes, symbolically.
And we'll leave it there.
And then having kids. Again, that I think what we said in that video still holds true. It's like kind of whenever the timing is right, and not necessarily our timing, but God's timing for that. And obviously, and a lot of people say like, oh, you never know, like it's never
the right
time or whatever. And sure,
That's what I was gonna say.
but
But it
we'll
could
see.
be
We'll see
there
how-
could be a better time, and I think for that means financially for us,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want to bring a baby into this world where I cannot
sufficiently provide
take
for it.
right exactly.
But that's going to conclude this Q&A, guys. Thank you so much for
Oh.
tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. We are at the gym now, so we're going to go drive this on.
Yeah, is the workout?
And again, thank you very much for tuning in. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Bye, guys. Hope you enjoyed it.
Lunges and I have to like stop mid workout because I like a shooting head. Just started crying.
Okay, why is that's weird? Okay, Yami, take care of your YouTube
Wow.
videos. Okay, well,
That's
that's
interesting.
it.
I think the biggest thing that stands out is just how much we've grown in all senses of the word. It'd be interesting to see where we were at then and where we're at now and where our priorities lie.
And the stage of life we're in right now, and where we're headed. So like not just like now, but
And at that point, what was it? 5 months earlier, we had just moved to New Hampshire, so we hadn't really figured out what we were going to do, where we were going to go. And I think from then to now, it's like we were just floating around then. I think we didn't really have any vision for anything. Now we're still kind of unsure of the future, but we're
Planning
much
routes.
more confident in the route that we're taking.
So yeah, that's it. We haven't done a new Q&A in a really long time. So you guys want to do that, let us know. Maybe we'll do that in the future. But thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you guys in the next one. We love you.